Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jay here, and welcome to my Dark Side Damageless tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat the boss fights in Dark Side without any damage. This is going to be part 1 of a multiple-part series, walking you through how to beat Dark Side nice and safely without a single hit of damage anywhere in my consistent setups I've found from running Damageless. Okay, up first we have Topper here, so just enter the Topper arena. Skip the cutscene, and what I like to do for this first phase is walk up to him, and I'm going to throw Cappy 3 times to pop his hats off. So 1, 2, 3. Then after his third head is off, I'm going to jump, and I'm going to cap throw to stall Mario in the air in a little bit so I can align Mario above his head, and then land on him safely. Dodging all the hats, just like that. What I like to do for that is I just throw Cap, and I hold directly up on the stick, and that should land on Topper every single time. But next, what we're going to do is we're going to come to this back wall here. And I'm going to hold up on the stick to flip Mario around here. And then while his hats are running around, I'm going to keep my eye on all his hats. Or at least in this general area around Mario. If you just do like a little circle around Mario like this. And you keep your eye on this like general area around Mario that this little square in the middle here is going over. That should be all you need to know what hats are going to directly hit Mario. And if a hat gets in this area, I'm either going to hit it away with Cappy. Or I'm going to jump and throw Cappy to move out of the way. Sometimes I feel like Cap bouncing in the air and then landing again, if you find like a little gap, can work too. There's a lot of different ways to dodge the hats. Whatever works for you. So I think sometimes stalling in the air as long as I can work too. There's a lot of different approaches, but I think the safest and the one with the least inputs would definitely be just throwing Cappy and to knock the hats away. And if one is getting too close, just jumping out of the way. That's probably the safest way. So, like, that one is getting a little bit too close. That one's a little bit too close. 2 right here are close. I'm going to hit him out of the way. This one's close. This one's close. This one's close. And Topper's back up. Okay, now once Topper's back up, I do want to note that you want to have him walk away from the wall a little bit, so have him get towards the middle. Because what can happen if you're too quick here is a hat can bounce off the wall and land on top of Mario if he's too close to the wall. I have had that killer run before in the past. So you want to have him get a little bit to the middle here. That should be fine. You should be safe here. And then what you want to do is jump, cap throw with Mario. Knock off 2 of the hats. And then this, what I like to do personally is a jump, cap throw, and then dive to land on him. I think a jump and then maybe a ground pound can work too. But my personal preference is a jump and dive. I know it's a little bit precise to land on him like that, but I think that's the safest way to avoid this red circle here that he's going to be hitting you on. And also avoid the hats that are going to be roaming around the arena here. I think the safest way is a jumping cap throw dive. Like that. Perfect. Go to this back wall. Same thing again. If any hats get too close, just knock them away. I'm going to relocate Mario here. Maybe that was a bad idea. Okay. Yeah, okay, now I'm safe here. You just gotta be constantly aware of all the hats are. That phase is definitely the riskiest part. Just make sure you're not landing on a hat, and make sure, you're not landing near any of the hats. That's, like, the biggest thing, I think. Same thing again, jump, cap throw, knock off his 2 hats. And then jump, cap throw, dive should land right onto him, just like that. And that is Topper dead in Dark Side. No damage. This is definitely one of the hardest Broodals. This might be the hardest Broodal. A lot can go wrong here if you're not aware of all your surroundings. And it's very difficult to be aware of everything that's going on in this fight. And, yeah, but yeah, that's how I like to do it. That's how I do it in all my Dark Side runs. And all my Damageless runs, I mean. And, yeah, on to Hariet. Next one up is Hariet. And what you want to do for Hariet here, what I like to do is I like to walk up to Hariet and then back away to make Hariet, to give you some distance from Hariet. Then you just want to line up the shot and then throw Cappy into the bomb. And then land on her head in whatever way you see fit. And then for this part, what I like to do is I like to find this path right here that you just came from. Because this path will show you where Hariet's bomb is going to land from her UFO here. So she'll go to the back first, and then she will come to my left here. Every single time. So I can bop the bomb back into her, and end the phase quicker and save her. Same thing again, walk up to Hariet, and then walk away to give yourself some distance. Now, the unfortunate thing with this setup is Hariet is going to be in the fire here. So just make sure you're careful about landing on her head and landing not in the fire. Same thing again. Find this path right here that you just came from. Then Hariet will do 1 bomb in the back. And then come to my left again. You do have to be quick with throwing Cappy. So sometimes homing Cappy in does help. That can screw you. You just gotta be kind of... Well, I mean, Cappy sometimes can be a traitor with homing cap throws. I think it's pretty safe right there. But, yeah. Just gotta be aware of what you're doing with Cappy. And Damageless. I think that's a pretty safe spot to home Cappy in, as long as there's no coins nearby. On to Spewart. Now, I think Spewart is the easiest Broodal in all of Dark Side, and because of this new consistent setup that Dan Marchetti found. I want to give a big shout out to TeaManDan. He is the one that came up with this setup for Spewart here. So what you want to do is you want to come to this back wall right here and just completely hug it. And as soon as you make contact with this back barrier wall here, just go neutral on your stick. Let Spewart spew. After Spewart is done spewing here, he is going to walk 5 times. And after the 5th step, you want to crouch and then backflip onto him completely neutral on the stick. You do not want to touch your, the stick that moves Mario here whatsoever. Don't move Mario whatsoever after you hit this back wall right here. And I find that you can do the backflip between steps like 4 and 5. I like to backflip, like after he's taken his 4th step is whenever I like to initiate the backflip. That way whenever he's done with his 5th step and he's completely standing still, you'll land right onto him. So let's count it out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Land around him. Then after that, I like to throw Cappy to get to the side here. Just to move Mario just a little bit. And then a jumping cap throw to get right over top. Right over his hat. Jumping cap throw again. To get over him. Sometimes a dive if you need a little bit more distance. Same thing again. Hug the back wall. He will spew his poison, which will not hit you. It'll come really close to Mario, but it won't hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Initiate the backflip on 4 is what I like. You can initiate the backflip on 5 as well in D-Stave, but I think 4 is just a little bit safer because it gives you just the timing's just a little bit more lenient with it. Then you have a little bit. I don't know. I just like 4 better. You can do it on 5. I think it's the same thing practically, but I just personally prefer 4. One more time. He's going to spew poison. It's going to come right up to Mario, but not hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did the backflip on 5 there, just to show that you'll be safe with 5 too. Either one works. I just do 4. I don't really have a legitimate reason for doing it on the 4th step, but it's the same thing. Either way. He stops walking on 5 and then starts to spew poison, and that's kind of why that strat works there, I believe. On to Rango. Again, I want to give a shout out to TeaManDan here. He also came up with this Rango strat. Okay, let's do it. Let's skip the cutscene. First thing I'm going to do is neutral on the stick, throw Cappy, and then jump. You don't actually think you need to jump for that part, but that's what I like to do. Neutral on the stick will make it so Cappy hits the hat every single time. Then you just want to walk into the hat, jump into it, and land on him just like I did there. Easy peasy. That part's not really too bad. I don't even think I really need to explain that. That was pretty self-explanatory what I did there. Okay, now this is the more hard part, the more in-depth part I need to go over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to land, and as soon as I land, I am going to hold right on my stick, my control stick. I'm going to hold right on the control stick and spam R on the Pro Controller, the R button. Well, I think it's the same thing on Joy-Cons, but yeah. Hold the R button, and, or not hold it, spam it. You want to spam it as fast as you can, while also holding right. That way, Rango kind of just jumps around you and doesn't hit you. This is something that Dan found, so you'll see I'm spamming the right trigger button while holding right. And I'm going to keep walking around Rango and not walk into him ever. He's just going to keep bouncing around me and I'll be completely safe. Perfect. Now here I just want to throw Cappy. Sometimes homing in Cappy does work. But you want to throw Cappy and jump is the big thing. So you don't get hit by the other hat that's coming at you. But yeah, you can just take this as slow as you want. As long as you jump out of the way of the hat, you're fine and you can try again. I had a run the other day where I had to... It took me like 3 or 4 tries just to hit the hat once here. But yeah, it's completely safe. If you want to try homing Cappy in while you're midair, I think that's safe as well. Just to maybe get him to home into the hat. But yeah, after you have the hat on the ground, just walk into it. Align Mario's shadow. Okay, I'll show you in snapshot mode here if I can get a good angle. Yeah, you can see I should be safe with this hit. I'm like 99.9% sure. Because Mario's shadow there is above Rango's head. So if I leave snapshot mode, land on him, I will be safe. Let's get on the ground. Right in camera center. Sometimes if you get too much height like that, that's not good. You don't want to get as much height as I did there. That was a little bit of a mistake I made. But just holding right and spamming the right camera button. Then throw Cappy. I like to throw Cappy to the right every time. That seems to be consistent for me. I don't know. Both phases are I like to throw Cappy to the right and then jump. Align the shadow above Rango. Land on him. Easy peasy every single time. Not too terrible of a boss. Okay, now for Mech, there is 2 approaches, and I'm going to go over both in detail here. I'm going to go over Dan's approach of the slow and steady, capturing the Hammer Bro and killing him very smartly and methodically with the Hammer Bro. But of course, before we start the fight, make sure you talk to Toad here. I already have this moon, so we're good. But yeah, I'm going to go over the fast strat first, and then the slow and steady second. Okay, so fast right here. Skip this cutscene. I like to dive into either a spin pound or a ground pound. Either works. I'm going to do a ground pound there, just because it's a little bit easier. Then a cap bounce, wall stall there, into a cap throw, ground pound delaying on Spewart. And then a cap bounce dive to get land in the hitbox of the mech. And then another cap bounce, and then maybe a cap throw, and you should be fine. There's a lot of different things that can work there. Okay, at this point, I like to go over to Topper here and hit Topper second. And to do that, you can either do a walk off the edge and ground pound, or you can do a cap throw and then ground pound. I'm going to walk off the edge here. Sometimes you get a ledge grab like that, and that's fine. Just make sure to, if you get a ledge grab like I just did right there, just pull the control stick down to make Mario drop, and then ground pound. Do the ground pound input midair. Cap bounce to get back on top. Cap bounce, land on the mech. Okay, this is another thing I should mention real quick. Oh, I'm still holding crouch. Oh god. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, there we go. I'm fixing it. I fixed the camera. Okay, sorry, my bad. What I like to do while I'm on top of the mech here and he's running around, just for this part right here, maybe I could do it the whole fight. I don't really bother the whole fight, but I like to crouch with Mario here because I feel like he moves less and you have a less of a chance of just falling off randomly. Although moon gravity is weird, and even with this, I have had some weird stuff happen. But, yeah, just make sure you're crouched completely. And then make your way over to Rango here. Now, the mech is going to do a spin, and then he's going to do 5 steps. So, after the spin, count out the 5 steps. And after the 5th step, you actually don't have enough time to do a cap throw and then a ground pound here. You'll get flung off because it's too slow. So, what I like to do here is after the 5th step, I walk off the mech, and then I ground pound midair after Mario's falling. So I'll show you this. So we'll spin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, before you walk off, actually, make sure you are on the square. This is something I forgot to mention. Make sure you're on that square. Now, I was actually too slow on that because I was trying to explain. I'll show you that again. I'll show you that again. As long as you can get back on, you can take as many cycles as you want, which is like what I like. 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Rango dead. Now, with what here I like to do is I like to cap bounce dive, and then I like to buffer a spin pound. I feel like that spin pound is the most consistent way for that, so I don't know. That's the way. That is the fast strat for mech. I'm now going to go over the slow and steady with the Hammer Bro now for mech, and I will be back in just 1 second. Okay, slow and steady for mech. This is an approach I took from Dan. I may have changed a thing or two, but this is the general idea that Dan was going for. So what you want to do first, long jump to the right here, or whatever movement works for you. Just get over to this Hammer Bro safely. Then what you want to do is you want to go down on the stick so you align the Hammer Bro directly head on with the mech here. And then you want to get a little bit close, and then just shake your controller. Just neutral stick, shake the controller, and eventually the mech will fall down. All I'm doing here is shaking the controller. That's all I'm doing right there. It's just shaking the controller, neutral stick. And then just stay in the spot, and then jump on top of Hariet here to get some height, and then get up to Spewart like that. Just throw hammers to kill Spewart. Now this part, you do have to be a little bit quick here with this part, but it's not too bad. You just want to walk up, do a couple steps, and then as soon as the mech's up, or as soon as the leg turns to metal, shake your controller. This is so the mech doesn't move too much, and you can kind of keep him in place and just knock him over just like that. I like to back away a little bit, make sure he doesn't follow me. And then I like to land on top of this little wooden leg right here. Spam wide, I throw hammers and kill Rango. Okay, now this part is where the mech is going to run around the arena. what I like to do here is, I can't move my camera, but I'm trying to go to my left here where you see that little barrier. I'm going to go all the way to the barrier. I want to hug the barrier before he stands up. Now, as soon as his legs turn like that, his legs are going to turn to, it's going to turn to metal, then it's going to turn to rainbow, and he's going to charge at me. I just like to roll to the right and just hug the back wall. Roll to the right and hug the back wall. And then eventually you will come to see this hammer bro right here. What I like to do is I like to capture this guy immediately. And then this guy's going to get a little bit close to me, but he shouldn't hit. It's going to be a little bit close for comfort, but as long as you're moving to the right with the hammer bro, you should be fine. Then, as soon as his legs turn to normal metal, you want to shake your controller and knock him down. As soon as his legs turn to metal. Because what's going to happen is, if you wait, if you're a little bit slow there and wait, which I almost was, he's going to spew out the danger noodles, and those can run into you and hit you while you're trying to knock them over. So you do have to be quick with that part. Jump on the leg, jump on the little platform there, kill Hariet. And then from this part, after this, you need to be quick again. And as soon as his legs turn to metal, you need to walk up. Make sure you're close, but not too close. Shake your controller to knock him over again. Shake your controller, because there's going to be more danger needles. There you go. Perfect. Knock him over. Jump up on top of him however you can, like. And then kill Topper. Perfect. Just like that. Topper dead. And that is all of Dark Side bosses complete, without a single hit of damage anywhere. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope this was helpful. If you have any comments, make sure to let me know in the comments below. I'll be reading and responding to all the comments. So if you have a question, make sure to answer it in the comments below. And, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys probably next week with the next part of my Damageless tutorial, which is going to be probably one of the sub-areas I'm probably going to go over next. And hopefully we can eventually go through all of Dark Side, and I can explain all my strategies for Dark Side Damageless. And, yeah, see you guys then. Goodbye.